Jess from Transladsuk. Just doing my video for last week's topic, and that was for school days. Yeah, sorry this is a bit late. Having a bit of technical difficulties with uploading all that kind of stuff. So I think I might have the problem sorted now. So hopefully I won't be too late on any other videos. But anyway, going on to the topic and subject of school days. Well, because I'm only recently coming out as trans, I don't obviously had issues with any problems being trans at school. I left school probably about 15 years ago. So for the younger guys on this channel and other channels who are only recently left school or in their early 20s, might have had a different, obviously, experience than I have. I can only go on from when I was a lesbian about coming out, so kind of that's the only thing I can really go on, really. And I can only imagine that it's very similar to coming out as trans as it was coming out as a lesbian. And obviously I can only tell my experiences of coming out now as well, so as a later trans person. So yeah, it's probably going to be a bit of a short video this week, so I'm really sorry about that. But well, going back to my school days, I wasn't one of the most popular children in the world. And there was only a very few people that knew about my sexuality, because it was my school was very in the middle of nowhere, and I come from a very small village that didn't have many people in it, so it wasn't a thing to come out and be gay or trans. I was always the really dressed tomboy, you can say it that way, and everyone knew that I was a tomboy. I like playing football, hockey, rugby, and on that side of things everyone accepted it because that's just how it was, and no one ever questioned that, which was quite nice. And when I went to college and moved out of home when I was 16. That's when the kind of bullying actually started for me, because I went to an agriculture college in the middle of kind of nowhere again, and it was a very, very small community within the college. It's very what's the word? Kind of very isolated in this place. So got bullied quite a lot, and that's kind of probably when I started questioning my gender, is when I went to college. And probably so from the age of 17 I would say that I started to question my gender, and I told a few people at college and it leaked out a little bit, and I then kind of denied all knowledge that I said that and just carried on being a lesbian, which I still got bullied for anyway. So that was quite a hard few years for me. I got beaten up a few times, and if it wasn't for the small group of people that I had in my life then, my friends, close friends, I don't know where I would be actually right now, because they kind of took me under the wing, because they're a little bit older than I was at the time, so they took me under the wing and kind of looked after me, looked out for me, and kind of, made sure I was okay. So kind of from then onwards, I kind of, throughout college, I came out to a few people, and everyone accepted that I was more of a guy than a girl, just by the way I was, just by the mannerisms that I had, the way I dressed, just how I come across. And a lot of the times I used to use the male bathrooms and the female bathrooms, and didn't get any problems for that either. I think the guys quite liked it, thought it was quite funny, and the girls found it very highly amusing. And yeah, I used to sleep in a lot of the male dorms, just crash out in people's areas, of like communal areas and stuff like that, because we used to go do quite a lot of drinking with them, and I could keep up with a lot of the big lads of the drinking side of things, so I kind of was almost treated like one of the guys, which is quite nice in my later years of college, which is quite cool. So yeah, I don't really have much to say on the whole school thing, but I can probably relate to a bit more in the college years of how difficult it was to kind of try and figure out yourself. It was so difficult to kind of navigate through that time of life where you kind of sort of out in the big world by yourself, but kind of not, because we had like wardens kind of looking out for us. But kind of you still felt that you were in the kind of big world, and you had people from all nationalities and all areas of the UK coming to this college, very, very fast, and different opinions on how people should be. Some were very open and accepting, which is really good, and some were kind of, oh my god, you're a lesbian, and or you think you might be a man. So yeah, that didn't go down quite too well, so it was just trying to struggle through that, and I kind of kept a lot of it in and bottled it up, which I shouldn't have done really. But my advice for anyone who's going through this stage at the moment is to make sure you talk about it. You know, make sure you find that, even if it's just one person, you know, make sure you find someone that you trust enough to talk about these feelings that you're having, and to know that it's not shameful. Because I know when I was actually growing up, I knew about transvestites and all that kind of stuff, but being transgendered was not a kind of big known thing. It wasn't until like kind of my later years that I've actually started really finding out about being transgendered and what the meaning behind it is, and that you can actually go and do stuff about it nowadays. So there's a lot more information about that nowadays, so that's why I feel there's a lot more opportunities for the younger guys or girls who are coming out to get that help that they obviously need to transition into the person that they should be. So it's good that that's now available, but when I was young it wasn't so available. So yeah, it was tough, but you know, it's grown me into the person I am today, and without these life experiences I probably wouldn't be the person I am today. So, you know, all I can advise people is to probably stick with it, and you know, don't be ashamed, go seek help, go see a GP, get them to refer you to people that you can go and talk to, and obviously talk to your friends, your close friends, or if you've got really close family, and do that too, because you know, they're really important in this decision making and how you go forward, because that's what helped me going forward and making those decisions in my life, especially in about sexuality and gender. So yeah, I think that's kind of a good way forward. Anyway, I'm getting on for about 9 minutes now, so I'm going to leave it to it, and I hope you have a good rest of the week, and I will be uploading my video for this week for this topic hopefully by the end of the week, so that should be all cool. Leaders.